Yo, what's up guys, this is Crypto Clutch, or John, whatever you want to call me. I'm here in my farm, and as you can see behind me, I have some fans put in. Me and my grandfather were doing this earlier today. It was pretty hot, but it wasn't too bad. Sadly, I don't have any way of powering them on. We had a generator out here earlier. That's how we were testing them. I'll have a video of us installing one of the fans. I didn't record a video for all four because, I mean, it was we were still learning the first three. The last one, I feel like we did a pretty good job on it. It's a big shout out to him for helping me out with this whole project. He's been helping me out a lot. Another thing that we did is put those two lights up, and there's another light. There it is. We put some lights up in here, just to get ready for whenever this power gets cut on. It's kind of weird holding this camera like this, but anyways, there's 4 panels. But I just wanted to give a quick little update on these fans. These were like $240 shipped each, so I mean it's almost $1,000 in fans in here. They were pulling quite a bit of air. The only way we could really, check it is through, we had the, doors open, and it was pulling quite a bit of air. Each one of the fans is 5,850 CFM, obviously at its best. It's probably gonna be a little bit less. I don't know if, I'm sure they're probably already calculating in the shutter on it. I mean, those open up really well. But the plan is to have, I know it's kind of a mess in here, but it's been a big work in progress. But anyways, so the plan is either have 30 by 30 intake vents here, if we can find some that aren't ridiculously expensive. Otherwise, the plan is to get some 24-inch, which is the same size as these. This is a 24-inch fan, and we're gonna either put them down low, or somewhere in the middle here. I'm not too sure yet what the plan is. I don't know if you guys have any suggestions. Basically, it's about 30 inches from here to here. That's why we were thinking the 30-inch fans, just because, I mean, not fans, intakes, because I mean it's just, it would basically just sit in there, versus if we do 24, we have to do the same kind of thing as over here, where we cut this and put a bracing 2x4 across it to help support the weight. I mean, these things aren't very heavy at all. They were like 25-30 pounds each. It's a really good fan. I kind of wish I went with a little bit higher CFM, just because of my load that I'm pushing through here. It's going to be quite high. I mean, I'm looking, obviously I have 800 amps at 240 volt capacity, which is 1600 amps, but you can only use 80% of that 1600 amps. So I mean, I can put a lot of miners in here. I currently have enough to run like, say, 300 to 350 at 240 volts. So I mean, I'm not really full. That's why I think I talked about this in the first video, but that's why I'm looking to host for some other people. The power rate's gonna be 8.5 cents all in. So that's me, setting up your miners. If you need a reboot or something like that, something goes wrong, I'll fix that in that 8.5 cents. So yeah, I'll have a video like after this section right here showing how we installed this fan right here, and I'll have a couple of pictures, because I mean, I had a picture where I was holding this in, and a picture of us cutting the wood out here for the brace. I'll edit that all into this video. again, want to shout out Red Panda Mining. His Discord channel will be in the link just in the description. I don't think Nerd Gears is currently having a sale, but if you're looking to, build out some miners, or, you just want to buy some GPUs or ASICs or whatever, definitely check out Nerd Gears. Another place, if you're looking for ASICs, Scott offered on Telegram. They have a couple channels on there for, pretty good pricing. I was looking at some S9s at like 300 shipped with PSU, which isn't bad. It's more than when I bought mine at. I bought mine when Bitcoin was like 4K, so I got most of my S9s for like 150 or less. But that's beside the point. If you also, I might have an Amazon link for this light. I bought them on Amazon, or I'll put Red Pandas if I can't get one. But it has a little pull chain, comes with this, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 foot cord, with a little plug on it. You can link them together. I got 6 of them. There's only 5 of them installed here, but I gave one to my dad for his little shop area that he has. All 6 of them were like $120 shipped or something like that. And they're really easy to install. I guess I probably could have made a video on how to install them, but basically, I don't know how well you can see it, but up there's a little pointy screw going in that we literally just drilled a little pilot hole, and then we screwed it in by hand or by a wrench, whatever we needed to do. It wasn't too hard. That's what I did on Thursday night, I think. But yeah, I'm just kind of rambling on. We haven't really done anything else. I guess I talked about my plan for this. Let me swap. Oh, I can't swap it. Okay, well, whatever. I'll just show you like this. Basically, the plan is, I know some people are asking me about Ethernet. So kind of the plan. So obviously the house up there, that's where the internet service is currently. I guess I could get them to bring back another coax line and get another service installed here, but it would cost more because I have to pay the $100 a month or whatever it is for the internet versus just upgrading theirs to the unlimited plan, because sadly the internet company here kind of sucks and you have to pay for unlimited, but it's whatever unlimited gigabyte upload or download, whatever. So we have to run it from, I don't know if you can see the meter base, it's over there. We have to run, there's a point coming out of the house there that we'll run the Ethernet from and dig it all the way to here. I'm gonna put 2 Cat 6 lines coming here. It's way overkill because I think the internet here is like 100 megabytes down and like 10 to 15 up. It's not that great. I'd prefer gigabit, but obviously this is a residential area and they don't have that available. What else am I gonna do? I have to get a way to mount this to this roof, because it's not terrible. It's not the most sturdy, and some of the other ones I have aren't much better, or worse actually, probably. So I have to do that, which I'll probably I'll have a video on how I do it, but basically take this 2x4 and we'll figure out a way to screw it into these. And then I think obviously I have this 10-2 wire that I have to come over here to the panels, and basically run a wire from each one of these breakers either down or up and cut a hole through these and bring them to this part of the wall, just so I can plug in my PDUs. I was gonna bring one down here, but I forgot to bring a PDU. Anyways, but soon I should have a video of me hooking up. After I get a video of getting all this set, maybe I'll do like an update on the Ethernet. I don't know when we're gonna do that. It's supposed to come in on Monday, but maybe I'll do an update on how I run all the wires coming from here. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. Another thing that I've been working on a little bit is this is probably one of my favorite parts of this setup. Is this little guy right here. I was talking to some people on Discord about it. Basically, all it is just a little meter. It shows amperage and voltage. I would have liked to get one that had wattage on it too, but I mean, even those two, you can basically, okay, I'm not gonna try and get that right now. But I mean, given those two, you know, voltage and amperage, you can figure out what your wattage is just by multiplying them together. So basically what I have to do now is I have to extend these two wires to the backside of this on all 8, because each one of these CTs can read 200 amps, which is what this wire is good for. So basically I'm just gonna have them sitting up here so I can see what each leg is pulling. I don't want to go over 160 on either one, because that could cause this main breaker to either trip or, you know, not live as long as it should. I'm trying to keep this shed from burning down. So I mean, the longer that this stuff lasts, the better. I gotta make my money back on it. This is probably the one that I've gotten the furthest. I've been contemplating the idea of, you know, crimping them all or using wire nuts to go to the different, you know, parts. This surprisingly uses 120 volts to power it. So I mean, I have this going, it's going to sit underneath, well, not that one, that's the ground. So it'll sit underneath that screw kind. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but it'll basically sit there. And then once this panel goes live, I should see the voltage and amperage that it's currently pulling, which would be really nice, because the other option is to meter each PDU, and sadly none of the PDUs I bought, I'm trying to, you know, do this on a budget. None of them came with the meters already on it, and buying 28 PDUs for 30 amps is a lot more expensive than just buying 8 of those. So I decided just to do it that way. Granted, it would be nice to be able to, you know, see what each miner is using, but I mean, if I really need to see that, I can just, you know, turn it off and then put it back on and see what it does. So yeah, let me think real quick if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. That's basically it. Still waiting on the power company. I'll go up. Just, if this is your first time watching, definitely check out the other 2 videos, as I do have, you know, a pretty good explanation of what my electrical setup is. But basically, so I got it inspected on Thursday, and he suggested that I epoxy around this stuff so that the water can't get in to it. You know, there's no chance. But we're still waiting on the power company to come in, do these big 4-inch lines, and they're going to come into the 3 of these. I have to tighten up each one of my lugs because I just kind of tightened it by hand with my wrench, and I didn't torque it down to the right specs. But this is basically the setup. Each panel has 2 hots, obviously, and I'll leave the 3. They're bringing in 3 350s, which is a really big wire, slightly bigger than this. And this is my neutrals. I completely forgot to ask them to get, I really wanted 4 alt on my neutrals as well, because that's what this is 4 alt. This is 2 alt. I mean, it's still good for it, but I'd rather have the bigger neutral, especially since I'm gonna be pulling the whole amperage. But this should be fine. I don't really want to redo it, honestly. I could. I'm gonna have to buy new wire, and they won't take this back because, I mean, it's already cut, and that wire is expensive. So this is a little bit of a view in our grounding system. I don't know if you guys pay attention, but it just kind of jumps from each panel. So it starts on the panel that's behind this, goes to here, to this panel, then to this panel, then to this panel, and then comes out to here. We put some bracing screws, grounds it here. Just did that. I don't really think it was necessary, but just it was there, so might as well. Then it comes from there over to the meter base, which just falls off, and this is where the line ends. It's number 6 copper. I don't know if I should add some more grounding rods, but as you can see, they're chilling right here. Eventually we'll probably beat them all the way into the ground or cover them with dirt. I don't know what the plan is yet, but they're here. It's a continuous run through it, so that's kind of the setup for my electrical. I have the pipe already to go down in the 90 for them, but they got to dig quite a ways, and they're coming from, I mean, it comes in here as I've said, and then it comes, it's kind of hard to see the transformer, but that big transformer, they're gonna put a bigger one in, and they have to dig all the way over here. I just paid for that yesterday, which is Friday, and it was like $1,650, which sucks, but I mean, it should make, I mean, based on what I have currently, and then, you know, if anyone else hosts stuff here, I mean, it should make quite a bit of money. So anyways, that's been rambling for quite a while now. This has been Crypto Clutch, or John, whatever you want to call me. Definitely check out what I linked down in the description, and if you're looking for hosting, I have about 200 amps, well, 400 amps and 120 volt available. I don't know what it would be easiest to tell you guys what I have available. It should be ready within, I don't know, 3 weeks. I mean, I'll be done probably by the end of this week with all the digging and everything I just talked about. But the power company, I mean, obviously, I don't know if you guys have ever had work done by the power company, but they're very slow. They don't prioritize you just because you're ready to go. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Hopefully I'll be updating you on either the network being ran or the branch circuits being ran. I'm not really sure what I'm going to work on next. Right now I'm going to go finish up on those CTs, getting all those wired up. Don't know how I'm going to do that, but we'll figure it out. So I'll talk to you guys next time.